The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, this is a special live. Y'all know it's a big fight when you see this young man right here, my main man, 50 grand, Alex. Y'all know him if you really watch True School Sports. Got Pops here as always.
Welcome.
With the do-rag. All right,
Yeah.
I know you all have something to say about the do-rag once people get into the live and whatnot. But listen,
New look.
it's the night before Beterbiev Smith, the big explosive fight in the light heavyweight division. I know a lot of people are excited about it. I'm excited about it. We've kind of talked about it in passing on some of the earlier lives this week on True School Sports. So, you know, I wanted to give you all the full smorgasbord, the whole breakdown. And obviously, there's a lot more to talk about now with the whole. I'm not even sure if you heard about this, but the whole thing what they're saying, Eddie Hearn and Callum Smith are trying to, they're basically saying that maybe there's a possibility that Beterbiev might be cheating and going into the fight. I don't know if you heard about that, about the tests and the elevated levels of testosterone.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard about that?
I heard about that.
All right, so that's gonna be good. We're gonna get a natural reaction from Pops, but make sure y'all smash that like button. Program reminder before we even get into the live. Tomorrow night, right around this time, maybe a little earlier. I'm not exactly sure yet, but tomorrow night will be the live fight reaction for Beterbiev Smith. So if you want to tune in for that, don't make no plans. Definitely come to True School Sports and watch along. Give your thoughts, give your opinions, give your comments, and it'll always be a great time. But before we get into the live, and before we get into all things Beterbiev, all things Callum Smith, let's take the time to acknowledge the fine folks that are already here, that are already giving their thoughts and making their presence felt. David Esther says Beterbiev was a clean, humble fighter. Fuck Eddie Hearn and Callum Smith, a couple of British yuppie soft asses. And listen, you already went ahead and you said it. You got away with words, man. I can't say no better than that. So shout out to you. Yeah. We got Abner Ortega with the Puerto Rican flag. We got him in the building. Good to see him. Usam says, "What up, BT? The Panthers? That's right. The greatest show night. 9 in a row.
Last night,
me and Alex went the game last night. It was a lot of fun. Went to overtime and they scored like Sam Reinhart scored a goal like the last second. So it was we had a great time. And I can't wait to go back again. But yeah, he said Beterbiev is whooping that British candy ass tomorrow. Yes, sir. Shout out to Usam, my main man in Montreal. Eddie says the True School Sports Empire is that's right, Eddie. He's one of the top members of the Empire. Yep. Shout out to Eddie. And he says Eddie Hearn is probably the biggest hypocrite. Worry about Conor Ben first and then talk. And it's great that you said that because him and Victor Conti had a little spat on Twitter today about that. So you got him, Presidential Luke in the building. Jesus M. He says saludos to Jesus M. Saludos. So we already went ahead and we already just acknowledged everybody. So let's get right into it. All right. Okay, one last one. Rico Ram says Alex is always there because he's pro Eastern European. Alex want to come for the big fights.
Yeah, tell him.
Alex live kind of far, so Alex he come for the big fights. But you got a rebuttal to that,
bro? I'm Beterbiev is the man, though, bro. For real.
Do you think there's any truth to you being pro Eastern European, or is it just because is it just because there's so many good Eastern European fighters that maybe that's how it could be? Is that maybe
it's just so many good Eastern European?
Because people say it about me. People say it about me, and y'all know like there's some Eastern European fighters I'm not a big fan of, but they know everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
At least he's observing you.
He's observing you. You got fans, Alex. You got fans. Yeah, but anyway, listen. Let's get right into it. Leave your comments. We'll get to you guys in a timely manner. Look, a lot of people, Eddie Hearn included, they think Callum Smith is gonna knock out Beterbiev. They even go as far as to say things like this. This is Eddie Hearn earlier in the week about Callum Smith. Listen to this nonsense. Listen to this.
Callum Smith is going to knock Beterbiev spark out. See this now. Sometimes you see it, right? And it's going to be up against the ropes. And Beterbiev's going to come in like he does. He's going to square up his feet. And Callum's going to do what he does best, which is counter with the left hook. One punch knockout. He's definitely slipping. He's like 39 years old. I know Beterbiev's the favourite. I'm not saying he's not the favourite. But I can see it in my own eyes. This one punch knockout. But whatever happens, we will try to make Bivol against the winner of that fight.
Bro.
All right. So there you have it. Eddie Hearn giving his thoughts on Beterbiev. Pops, you said something when we were muted. Say what you said to the people.
Fucking Eddie Hearn can make horse shit into gold. Unreal. He can sell it just the way he is. So full of shit. Just like that. That's golden, what I'm saying.
And so, look, a lot of people think that there's going to be a big upset. I've seen a lot of people on social media in the boxing community say Callum Smith is going to knock out Beterbiev, you know? A lot of people that think there will be an upset, but one person that thinks that there won't be any upset is my main man, Johnny Boy.
What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about, Brazil? Oh, I'm smelling upset. Oh, I smell an upset. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself.
So everyone has their opinions.
Yeah,
some believe in the upset, some don't believe in the upset.
Yeah.
But that makes for a great fight. So shout out to Eddie Hearn, shout out to Johnny Boy. But nonetheless, look, let's get into it, man. Let's get into the screen share because Pops don't even know about this. But Pops, now I'm not no scientist, so you're gonna hear some terms that maybe I don't even know.
Yeah, it wasn't for me at all today.
But okay, so look, so basically, and I'll read it for you right here so you can see.
Yeah.
And I'll read it for the chat as well. Shout out to the chat. The report was that Artur Beterbiev had an atypical finding for raised levels of HGH and testosterone metabolite, and I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that. On December 6th, Vada on his December 6th Vada drug test ahead of the fight versus Callum Smith on Saturday. However, both substances occur naturally in the body, and an atypical finding is not a violation like an adverse finding or a positive test.
Right.
So the fight is gonna go ahead. Because follow-up test requested by VADA. So they took another test again, and they were all negative. So this whole thing that, of course, you know how boxing is, right? Boxing had a way of, you know, the best timing in the world.
Yeah.
And so it comes out a couple days before the fight, and it's caused quite, you know, for lack of a better term, it's caused quite a shitstorm. Eddie Hearn, you know, obviously he promotes Callum Smith. He's had a lot to say about this, and here's what Eddie Hearn said about the atypical findings. He stated the following, and I quote, "I feel like there needs to be more transparency. We're not scientists, but we read the information, and of course, it raises concerns." So it's funny that he says this, right? Because we know Eddie Hearn, he's got Conor Ben. Conor Ben couldn't get a license in his own country. That's why he's going to be here February 3rd when he fights, you know, South Florida's adopted very own Pistol Pete Dobson, and he might not even win that fight, but nonetheless, he you know, he really can't be throwing, you know, stones from a glass house, from a glass window. Yeah. So, you know, you got any thoughts about? Well, let's talk Pops and what Alex. You got any thoughts about Eddie Hearn's comments and the whole situation?
I mean, it's always when the big fight's going on or right after the fight. Why isn't this? I'll tell you right now. The only concern Eddie Hearn's been worried about that he has a fucking ambulance out there waiting for Smith. That he better worry about. That's the only concern he don't have to worry about Smith's health when Beterbiev finished with him. I'm telling you straight up. That's the only thing you need to worry. Eddie Hearn's that's why I love Eddie Hearn. He's one of the best promoters. I talk about anything. Like I told you before, he can turn shit into gold. 28 carat at that. So what I'm getting at, he's good at that. He can do what he wants. But the only raised concern I have, you better have 911 ready. You better have an ambulance because I don't think Smith's gonna make it through the first 2 or 3 rounds. I'm telling you straight up.
Okay, you got any thoughts, Alex?
Bro, Eddie Hearn is just mad that he has to waste more money on hospital bills, man. That's all it is. Bro.
Yeah, man.
Like,
Okay.
Done.
Well, funny enough, the best part about this whole thing, you know, about, you know, them pretty much in an indirect way saying that Beterbiev is cheating, right? Victor Conti, you know, if there's one guy that knows about steroids in this sport for good, bad, or indifferent. This guy knows about steroids. We know about Victor Conti from the baseball days, from the Balco scale, right? So Victor himself, as you guys can see on the screen, he said, "Does anyone see the hypocrisy of Eddie Hearn asking for more science about Beterbiev? Atypical results are not positive when his own boxer, Conor Ben, has not been willing to provide any science he supposedly has for 2 positive drug tests." So that was what Victor Conti said. Eddie Hearn, he said, "You've got some front. You talk about hypocrisy when you're one of the most prolific drug cheats in the history of sport. Cry me a river, you bell end." So you got what do you make of that, Pops?
I'm just gonna say it like this. I'm on this one. I'm with Conte. Like you want to sit here and scream and bark like a loud or howl like a big wolf, but you got your motherfucking teddy bear. What's his name? Ben on your side, on your shoulder. You're not doing nothing for. You're giving him a big milk and just going along to whatever he does. So until he clears himself, you can't talk about anybody else.
There you have it. So you can't throw stones from a glass house if your guy's cheating and you haven't even went through the proper channels to prove to the British Boxing Board of Control that your guy is clean to get a boxing license in his country where he'd sell and make the most money. So that's very telling from Eddie Hearn. But you got anything you want to add, Alex, to that whole situation?
Oh, the Conor Ben situation. Honestly,
just with this whole thing with Conti and Hearn, but yeah, I guess Conor Ben as well.
With Conti and Hearn. Not really. It's kind of self-explanatory, to be real. You know, like as well as Conor Ben.
Yeah,
you've heard about it for a whole year now.
Yeah, more than a year. More than a year. Yeah.
The thing is, like Brennan said, you can't throw stones
from a glass house.
Oh, glass house. When you got a motherfucker that doesn't like Conte said, he hasn't bring out 2 positive drug tests and all this other shit, horse, cows, meats, whatever he fucking is doing, but he's not doing it right. So, but I love Eddie Hearn. I would take him as my.
That's funny. At the end of the line, you say, "Yeah, but I love Eddie Hearn. He can be my promoter."
Yeah,
because he can't promote.
I
don't know if Hyro is here, but Hyro may not agree.
Yeah,
but Eddie Hearn can promote, so we'll give him that much. He can do. There's a lot of things he is. But look, Artur Beterbiev caught one of the statements, and he put out a statement of his own. And here's what Beterbiev said. He said, and I quote, "It has come to my attention that Callum Smith intends to disseminate misleading information about my VADA testing for this fight. Let me be clear now. I am a clean athlete. I've never tested positive for a banned substance in my entire career. Any attempt to imply otherwise through innuendo or suggestion is slanderous. This conduct is beyond acceptable trash talk. Callum is already searching for excuses and looking for a way out. See you Saturday."
You know what that means?
Translate that for us, Pops.
I'm fucking you up.
Let us know. Tell how did
hey, you know what that means? I'm fucking you up. You want to talk shit? You scared already? You running away already, making excuses? Especially sending my name? I'm gonna fuck you up the Chechenian way.
Nah. You got anything you want to add to that, Alex?
Bro, listen. Callum Smith.
2 rounds, baby.
Even the fights he did look good in, bro.
Yeah.
He gets hit a lot, bro.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like Norbert.
Yeah.
That Hungarian dude, Norbert Namasapati, bro, was hitting him with some body shots and stuff, bro. And when Beterbiev does that, bro, he's going to be second.
Listen, when you hear him come out and make a statement like that, he's basically telling you, you're sitting there, the fraud of my, what it's called, character, don't worry about it. I'm going to make you into a motherfucking character.
Bro.
I'm telling you, you better have the ambulance. You better have, I don't know how you say it in English, the ambulance, ambulancia, whatever you want to call it, 911, 911, whatever. You just better have something there. I'm telling you, because in 2 rounds, I promise you, in 2 rounds, like McKinley says, you're done.
All right. So,
yo, no pun intended, not saying he's on steroids, but
yeah.
Artur Beterbiev is John Ryder on. Is like
yeah. Another level to that.
Much different level. I know exactly what you mean. So
like that's a whole nother story over there though, bro.
But nonetheless, let's take some time to acknowledge a couple comments. People are signing off. Shout out to everyone here. Make sure you smash that like button. Subscribe for the newest, the untouchable True School Sports Empire. The night before Beterbiev Smith, and we're gonna talk about Smith here in a second, but Big Supreme says, "You got Fabio on the panel." Yes, Fabio. I can't believe it's not Butter. My main man, Alex. Yes, that's right. He's here.
Yeah.
Eddie's got to sell his dude, and listen, he's selling. He's selling it, and a lot of people are buying it, and you know it makes for a good promotion. Big Supreme wants to know, BT, why do you hate Carlos Adames? I don't hate Carlos Adames. When have I ever expressed hatred towards Carlos Adames? I think he's a solid fighter. I don't know where you get that from.
Dominican.
Usam says, LMAO, as usual, Eddie the Puppet is proving he doesn't know anything about boxing. It better be a smothers Smith like Ryder and Canelo did. GG. Callum is a good catch and shoot fighter though. And yeah, that's the route that people they think that Callum Smith is gonna land that little catch and shoot left hook.
Yeah.
That catch and shoot left hook. That's actually a punch that, and I'll get into it more later on. That's a punch that Callum Johnson landed to drop Beterbiev in their fight. It was more of like a flash knockdown.
Yeah.
Beterbiev got up and then he, did what he did. But like Bivol said, Callum gets away his ranks too easily, and he has quit in him like he's shown. I can't even say, look, when it comes to Callum Smith in the Canelo fight, I can't even say he quit, because that would imply that he actually tried to win, which I don't even think he tried to win that fight.
Good point.
I think he literally just got the check, laid down, and said, "Here you go, Canelo." He didn't try to win that fight. Not to say that he would have beat Canelo, because Canelo was a better fighter than him. Yeah. But we've seen Callum Smith at this level once, and I'm not saying he can't rebound and show that he's better, because fighters improve. They develop things like that. But it's hard. It's really, really difficult for me to see. Just being honest. But I wish him the best.
I think he chat up the wrong tree, Brendan. He barked up the wrong tree.
Yeah, you gotta know.
That's the last person.
It's like Riddick Bowe said to me a long time ago when I was a youngin and I would sit around the heavyweight factory and we talked about boxing. He said, in boxing, you know who you can beat and you know who you can beat. So you gotta know who to talk trash
That's
to
the last person.
and not talk trash.
This guy
to.
don't say nothing to nobody. You just stir up the soup. I'm telling you.
So we're gonna see how it happens. Dundada's over here being hating on the Russian fight. He says, look it up. Russians have been on PED since they were children. But Beterbiev's not on PED. So what? He didn't even test positive. Like Dundada, I know when Canelo tested positive, maybe I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure you weren't like going crazy. See, Beterbiev didn't even test positive.
Hey, positive or not, I'm telling you right now, he's knocking him the fuck up. That's what I'm telling you. Whether he's positive or not, whether you want to blame that he took drugs or whatever, you don't poke the bear. Don't poke the bear because you don't know what you're gonna get at the party.
Okay, Rico has a follow-up response to the whole Carlos Adames thing. He says, you never acknowledge Carlos Adames in the middleweight picture when you talk about Ian Green. You never associate him with Carlos because Carlos Adames is not ranked in the WBA rankings. Now, since you brought it up, if they do fight, Carlos Adames will get butchered. So there you go.
You don't.
Well, okay, now I mentioned it, so stop crying.
It's all good, guys. It's all good. It's all good. I like Adames.
I like Adames.
I think he needs that big fight. I mean, nobody wants to fight him either. Nobody wants to. He's called out people. Nobody want to fight him. Shout out to the Dominican.
You don't want to fight Ian Green. You don't want that.
Is it him? No,
if that paperwork got passed, I guarantee if that paperwork got passed, I mean, he may want to fight him, but PBC going to say, nah, he's too dangerous.
They're going to say there's no money in the fight.
No, yeah. So.
But I mean, shout out to Adames.
But good fighter. British fighters always lose to Eastern Europeans, Mexicans. That's not true. Ricky he beat Castillo, so it's not always the case. But yeah, it seems to happen a lot. I don't want to say always, but it does happen probably more than it should. He said, I'm messing around, but I have seen a short documentary on children in Russia. Okay, we appreciate you, Dundada.
Yeah.
My man Deed says Beterbiev is part bear for sure.
You ain't lying.
And look, Rocky Austin's bringing up this point, and this will be something I'll touch on a little bit later on the live.
Oh, wow.
That Beterbiev, people who don't have Beterbiev top 10 pound for pound, what it shows me is that apparently perfection is not good enough. Perfection is not to say that he's this perfect fighter because he's been drawed, he's been cut. Not perfection in that sense, but perfection in the sense of he showed you boxing skills. He's knocked out. Southpaws, black fighters, Eastern Europeans, tall guys, whatever style you put in front of them, it's always been the same result.
Yeah.
3-belt champion, undefeated, beating good guys, Olympians, lineal
champion.
Okay. And so I don't even like when it comes. This is why I don't like talking about pound for pound.
I don't talk about
that because people who don't have Beterbiev on it, they already discredit themselves.
It's opinionated. It's not really fucking a lot.
There's no opinions but 100%.
Yeah, I know.
There's no opinions.
Oh, no, I know.
There's no opinions but 100%.
And it's going to continue after tomorrow. I'm telling you.
Facts. With that being said, let's talk about Callum Smith, right? Because we know what he came here to do. Callum Smith came here to crash the party. Be the party crasher. The most of the boxing, what I would say, is really interested at the prospects of a Beterbiev Bivol undisputed fight. It's been in the works for years. The only thing standing in the way now of that is Callum Smith himself, but he don't care about none of that because remember, he got his own dreams. He got his own legacy in the sport. He got his own ambitions.
I'll give credit that he got McGirt and bettered his boxing a lot better. Became to me a better aggressive fighter and better fighter overall. So I'll give him that. But he's running into a motherfucking Mack truck. I don't care what you do.
Yeah. You got anything you want to add before I talk
about Callum Smith?
Yeah, Callum Smith. Yeah. Anything positive?
Okay, so
on a positive side, because we don't want to be biased here.
No, you're right. Mm-hmm. So Callum Smith, he's usually good beginning of the fight. He just needs to. I just hope he got his conditioning right, sticks to the game plan because he does usually fade around 5, 6, 7 drastically around there.
Mm-hmm.
Like the John Ryder fight. I remember John Ryder literally winning the middle of the literally the story of the fight. Max Kellerman would say. You know what I mean? Literally, if you really think about it.
I thought he won the story and he won the fight. John Ryder.
Exactly. You know what I mean? But yeah, bro. He just needs to do that if he has it.
Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm gonna cut you off. This got to be Hyro, because I'm looking at these quotes. This is Hyro. Like I was trying to not say it. Hyro, I know you got 1 million burner accounts. This has to be you. Rico Ransom has to be Hyro.
Yeah.
Anyway, I had to get that out there. But
this happens once a lot with Hyro. He gets ready to go.
Okay, look.
On to the next.
Look, as far as Callum Smith, right? This is the reality, right? So Callum Smith, we know he's achieved some good things in the sport. He was on the GB team. His only loss in his career came to Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah.
He was the Ring Magazine lineal super middleweight champion. He was, won the World Box Super Series. Been in some interesting fights because he fought George Groves, who is a top level fighter, but he had a bit of a shoulder injury going into the fight, so maybe he was a bit compromised. But he wound up stopping him. That was probably he says himself the high point of his career.
Right. Winning
the final against
Right.
George Groves, right? He's beat some good veterans along the way, like Hassan Mandam and whatnot. Had the controversial, I thought the robbery of the year in 2019 when he got the decision over John Ryder. We were live for that fight. That was a memorable live.
Sure.
Stepped up late 2020, fought Canelo. Pretty much I don't think he really tried to win that fight.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, it's been pretty smooth sailing. A knockout victory, vicious one-punch knockout victory against Lennon Castillo, where his legs literally shaking. And then another knockout victory against Mateo Baralik from Canada. So, it's been a good career for him. But the reality is, this is the truth, guys. This is the truth. And I want to give a big shout out to, Dan Canobio, because I thought this was a very good tweet from him. A great point. Mm-hmm. Since the Canelo fight, since December of 2020, Callum Smith has boxed 6 rounds.
Holy shit.
So 2 rounds against Lennon Castillo, 4 rounds against Mateo Baralik. You guys got any thoughts on Callum Smith?
Are you saying
now Beterbiev kind of faced inactivity throughout his whole career too, if you really think about it.
He did, but the last couple of years, even when he hasn't been fighting, I mean, his last 2 opponents, last year, Anthony Yard had one of the best contenders in the light heavyweight division. Mm-hmm. The year before that, Joel Smith Jr., former champion. So maybe he hasn't been as active, right. but the competition has been.
Yeah, I would just say those are the fights they probably knock out the fighters or knock them out real quick. So I get all that.
And then this fight got pushed back once.
And I understand all that, but at the end of the day, especially here on True School Sports, one of the things my son's big on a lot of boxes, whether he says it or not, that he knows, so he does know he gets to himself, is your activity is very important when you go into big fights, especially with the level of fighters you're going to go into. Mm-hmm. So if you're going into no disrespect to C, D, F, G fighters.
What do you call them? Gumball machine fighters?
Yeah, gumball machine fighters. No disrespect if they still get their lives short, the wars and everything. But if you're going to this fight, of course you're going to get less rounds. But when you're going to a fight, when you're fighting Beterbiev, the level that he's at, I don't care if he's active or not. That guy right there, when he comes in there, he is thoroughly focused on you, and he's going for the kill. He's like that shark in the ocean that when he closes his eyes, that bell rings, that's it. So I don't know, because I don't know. It's going to affect Smith, but I'm also going to say that because he doesn't have enough rounds, but I'm also going to say he's a better fighter with McGirt, like I was telling you before. I think he's 10 times better. He's very aggressive. I like the way he fights with McGirt. What game plan again against this monster he's going to face? I don't think any plan is going to work, to be honest, but good luck to him.
Yeah, as far as Callum Smith with the 6 rounds, like, look, I think the only positive I can say about that is that, with the fight being pushed back and doing what I think this is either his 3rd or his 4th camp with Buddy McGirt. I think that that's a great he's got time in the gym with Buddy McGirt, and Buddy McGirt's an experienced coach, especially in the light heavyweight division. So I'm pretty sure one of the punches they're going to be looking to land is that catch and shoot left hook. And the thing about it too is Beterbiev will be in the pocket. He'll be there. You'll get your chances to land it. It's just that it's like when you fight a guy like, let's say, Benavidez or Junto Nakatani. To a degree, it's like the same thing. You'll have your chance to hit them, but can you withstand what they're going to throw at you? Like, do you have the minerals? Do you, as a Butch would say, do you have the minerals? Do you have the fortitude to deal with that for 12 rounds?
That's how, and that's how Beterbiev beats you too. He'll beat you down, hit you, go to the body, go top. He's hitting you hard every time. I mean, those what's his name? Lonnie the champ said it best, that this guy hits hard. He's like a brick. So that says a lot about Beterbiev. So you're not gonna go in there and play that English bullshit. Let's play tennis. Type things. That's not going to happen with him. once I'll just put it like this: once Smith feels a hard punch from Beterbiev, he's gonna find out. I don't care how big he is. That motherfucker will be knocked the fuck out.
100%. We'll see how it goes. Best look. Callum Smith. I want a good fight. I'm hoping he goes out there. I mean, I think I would like to see what style wise, what could make this fight really interesting for Callum Smith is because I've always wanted to see him box tall. Just he's not a guy that really, even though he is tall, he doesn't box tall. So I mean, even if it's for like 3 rounds, 4 rounds early in the fight, I want to see how that would go for him because we know better. I mean, Beterbiev can box too, but I think a path to victory for Callum Smith at some point, I think would involve, if not for the whole fight, but at least a couple rounds of him boxing tall and using that frame. So, and if there was ever a guy that could teach him that, I think Buddy McGirt's the guy.
Yeah, and going on with that, I think you're saying boxing tall, use your reach, use your height. Make Beterbiev come forward. Make it a little harder for him to get his punches inside on you. Don't make it too easy for him to come in and hit you with the body shots. And one way of doing it is boxing tall, staying your distance, doing that long jab, and keeping it aside.
Absolutely. So we'll see how it goes from now. One thing I saw, and I don't think this has been highlighted enough. I actually was like on Twitter, and I was like kind of just like looking at things that were being said about the fight. The Callum Smith did this interview with the fine folks at Boxing. Not Callum Smith, Liam Smith, I should say. He did this interview with the fine folks at Boxing World Weekly, and they do good work. So shout out to them. Go subscribe to them. He had mentioned the fact that after Callum Smith lost to Canelo in 2020. His whole his whole goal in boxing was to just become 2-division champion, and after you become 2-division champion, retire. So we fighters say things. I know how boxing is. I know sometimes I know trainers say things like, "Oh, I'm not going to train this guy after this fight," and then they win a big fight and then they stay with him. So boxing's a very emotional sport. Yeah. He could beat Beterbiev and then stay for a Bivol undisputed fight or something like that. So we'll see how it goes. But I do think it is something worth highlighting because if retirement, even in the slightest bit, is on his mind, even in the slightest bit, I don't think I never think that's a good thing. Even like when Ergashev Almaty he was talking retirement. Obviously, he's not going to retire. He revealed that he got stabbed, and I guess he's coming back in March. But yeah, okay. He got stabbed in his leg in Russia apparently 7 months before the fight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but still, he was talking about retirement. Yeah, and I think it does not bode well for fighters when that happens. So what do you make of the news that if he wins this fight, he may just be retiring after the Beterbiev fight?
The unfortunate part, we all have dreams. Sometimes we achieve our dreams, and sometimes we don't. Yeah. But as long as we take the path to get to there and try, that's all we can do. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, he's gonna go to retire, but he's not gonna be a 2-time champion.
Oh man,
he's gonna be put out. I'm telling you guys. I'm not trying to talk about the UK because I like all UK subscribers and everything, but that's the reality. I don't think Smith has got enough in mind.
And the last thing I'll say about Callum Smith, right? Because I feel like the reason why guys like Eddie Hearn and even a lot of the boxing fans are taking confidence in the fact, apart from Beterbiev's age. I mean, I've heard the age argument. I've heard about things like he's getting old, he's slipping. But I think the Callum Johnson fight is where people are getting a lot of the confidence from. The fact that Callum Johnson. He didn't achieve in boxing what Callum Smith did, right? So they figured because Callum Johnson landed that one little catch and shoot left hook, that Callum Smith can land that same shot and stop him.
Yeah, I think with Callum Smith, he is a lot taller than Don Johnson.
Callum Johnson.
Okay, Don Johnson, Miami Vice. Whatever Johnson from the UK, no disrespect. Smith's a lot taller, so therefore, I think. That's what Eddie Hearn is banking on. He's tall. He's easy right there. He can get that quick left. He can get in that quick shot. But I don't think, and I'll be honest, I don't think the style that we talked about this. We watched the whole fight the other night. We talked about. I don't think Callum Smith literally has to fight the same style that other guy did. The English guy,
Callum Johnson. Yeah, and it's not so much the style too. I just think Callum Johnson that night, he doesn't get the credit for it by most people, but I feel like Callum Johnson, the willingness that he had to sit there in the pocket, even when Beterbiev was hitting him. Yeah, I don't think Callum Smith has that same willingness when he gets touched in punches.
Are you saying willingness or are you saying heart?
Both. Like I don't think he has the willingness, the heart, the fortitude, whatever you want to call it. I just don't think he's going to sit there and fight with the type of tenacity that Callum Johnson did for so long. Yeah, because Callum was getting hit with shots. But he still had the wherewithal to continue throwing those big shots back.
He didn't back down or anything. That guy was in there. He made it a fight, and it wasn't easy for for Beterbiev. You know why? Because he kept putting the pressure on. I don't think, and no disrespect to Smith, but I think he's soft as ice cream.
Damn.
I don't think. I mean, he's accomplished that in the World Be Serious. What call?
Yeah.
World Boxing Series and everything else, and he's done this and respectful family and everything. But I don't think you gotta have the heart of a lion. You gotta go in there and take it from him. And while him stirring up the soup and Eddie Hearns, I think he's gonna be in trouble.
All right, so before I go into the next point, I want to take the time to address this because during this whole last segment, I saw some real disturbing comments that I want to really just address and dead them in the water. So I'm gonna say sorry in advance, probably because sometimes I gotta get a bit out of character. I be trying to be respectful to everyone. I be trying to be kind and courteous. I be trying to walk the narrow godly path. But then people want to try a boy BT, right? So we got this guy Montana, right? Now he's talking about me. He says. BT or me, he said he's what have you done in your last fight fan. He don't really disappoint boxers when they have a bad night, right? And that's just so funny, right? Because I tell Pops all the time. If you really listen to me and judging by your comments, you seem to have a familiarity with my content.
Yeah,
I always tell Pops, I say, hey, I don't believe in that at all. I don't believe in the fact that you can judge guys off of just their last fight. I don't think that's wise, right? So I don't like to use that argument. I feel like styles make fights. I feel like fighters can develop. Things can happen in their life. They can level up mentally. They can downgrade mentally. They, things do happen outside the ring that can influence them, right?
All the time.
Now, if you're probably saying that, I'm willing to wager that you're probably some sort of Canelo fan. And when I was going on my victory lap, when Canelo lost to Bivol, you didn't like that, so you just put me in a bracket. But it's funny, right? Because I know a lot of fighters personally that have lost fights they weren't supposed to lose, and I still big them up. Even guys I don't know, like for example, when Joe Smith Jr. got knocked out by Beterbiev, I saw a lot of people downplay Joe Smith and say, "Oh, Joe Smith's not good. Joe Smith's a bum." And I said, "No, Joe Smith's not a bum. Joe Smith's a good fighter. He's overachieved a lot in the sport. He's just not that caliber of fighter." And that's one of the many examples I can give you of guys but you still continue to lift up even after their losses. A lot of times, boxing fans like yourself, Montana, will flap their gums and say guys like, let's say, Hank Lundy. Hank Lundy's a bum. He got 14 losses. Hank Lundy ain't shit, right? And I said, absolutely not. Hank Lundy probably still shouldn't be fighting, but Hank Lundy is fighters like him. You need boxers like him, right? Because not everybody can be a champion. Not everyone can be, even sometimes a high-level contender. So you need the guys like Hank Lundy, the gatekeepers, the guys that'll fight anybody and be in good TV fights. I respect all fighters from all levels, and
it's true.
I don't understand where this comment is coming from. Now, he seems to have seen me in person. I don't know if I met you, so if you can make yourself known to me, I'm not hard to find. He said, I've seen True School at boxing events, and he be dapping up fighters after he bashes them. So my thing is this: I'm a man of specifics. So I want you to name I want you to name the fighters. I want you to name the event you saw me at, and if you saw me at the event, why didn't you come and say anything? Why didn't you come and say anything? You saw me, but you didn't come say anything.
Hey.
So Montana, whenever you see me again at an event, and I'll be out in Vegas soon, so you can come find me. Please feel free to come up to me and voice any displeasure you got, and I'll be happy. Listen. No, because you know what it is? I don't mind being challenged. Like I'm not arrogant. Like I like being challenged like this because sometimes I do be out of pocket.
But let's get real.
If you saw me, why didn't you say anything?
Say who you really are, and say where you from, and he'll come see you. Believe me, brother will walk up to you, no argument. He'll let you know.
I'm not gonna say no name because I don't want to out anybody, but I know fighters who I've really prominent fighters who I've argued with on in the Instagram and the Twitter, and when I see them in person, I didn't waste no time. I went straight up to them. So feel free.
Respectfully respect your comments. Keep it going, bro. We like the appreciators and we like the haters. Thank you so much.
That's why I just wanted to because it was bothering me. I seen this comment. I said, you know what? Let me just address this.
You have to say what you gotta feel. I mean, at the end of the day, the last thing you are, you do want to. If somebody got something to say to you, how many times I've seen you?
It's just funny, right? It's just funny because all the time. Who was it? I was talking to somebody the other day on Instagram. We were talking about, I think it was Mirjan Akhmadaliev and like the featherweight division, and he was telling me like one guy he said was a bum is like Elijah Pierce. He said, Elijah Pierce is a bum. Or Giovanni Cabrera is a bum. Like a lot of guys who are just ranked fighters that don't have a lot of big promoters. They say, "Oh, these guys are bums because this, that, and the third." And I'm like, nah. them guys ain't bums. There's levels in boxing. These guys aren't bums. The only time I feel like, to me, look, when I say the word, like, if I try not to use that word because I feel like it's a bad word.
A slice of pizza.
But
go ahead,
if you do use the word bum, I feel like it should only be used when a fighter has potential and he refuses to try and he refuses to do what's best for himself, or if he, you know, has more to give in a fight and just quits on himself. You know, then I mean, I still won't use that word, but if fans do, then I get it, because this is a tough, unforgiving sport. But I'm just saying, like, I would like to know, if you see me, why didn't you come up to me? And what fighters did you see me dap up? I want names. Be specific.
Damn. You say you dap somebody else. Anyways,
Anyway.
The bottom line is, just look up on his title to his channel. That's what he is. He's true to himself, and he's true to everybody else. And I'll say like this. I got over 71,000 subscribers. 1 subscriber is not gonna break my heart.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna keep on.
No, I know that. I just want to know. No, because every now and then, look, I don't mind being challenged. I don't mind if people say, you know what, you know, F True School. I actually don't mind if people say F True School and whatnot. But it's good. It keeps me. It actually, believe it or not, it keeps me sharp.
And the thing
it
about
keeps me good.
We're not perfect, so we know when people. It's just the way you can't like everybody. So be it. But thank you for being here. Appreciate you.
All right. Let me see.
Back to what we were talking about.
Back to the
that was a real 10-minute break.
I had to get that in the water.
That's fun.
Thank you. True School is one of the most level-headed boxers and most other channels are held. Exactly. I try not to be. Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
Para que lo sepa, boricua.
Here's Hyro. Here's Hyro. He says, "You've been spoken that Beterbiev packed too much. It needs to stop." Why? I like I've always been a fan of Beterbiev.
Who you going for?
He's going for Callum Smith because he doesn't like the fact that I'm gassing up Beterbiev. So I don't get it with Hyro.
Yeah.
What question are we talking about now?
No, it's just Hyro. That's what I'm saying. F that boxing guy.
Yeah, you gotta move on, man.
Yeah.
But that story, I get it, because he's like me. Because a lot of times he'll tell me, "Dad, let it go." When we're public, I say, "I ain't letting shit go. I gotta get this shit straight." So the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. No fighter. Yeah.
Prayers to him.
Yeah, Musa. Shout out to Musa in the UK. Two best bros. No fighter is above praise or exactly. Listen.
All criticism.
Even my favorite fighter, Roman Gonzalez. I just called him out because, you know, maybe not him, but whoever's running his Twitter account was been talking shit about Sonny Evans. So I said, well, you know what? You ain't doing nothing. You ain't fighting nobody. You ain't announced no fight. Why don't you go fight Sonny Edwards since you want to run your mouth about him? You know, much.
So he's not afraid of getting criticized. People got to criticize.
You know, but let's see what else do we have? Oh, okay. So I wanted to actually because I thought, you know, shout out to Steve Kim. You know, I like his insights on boxing. I am a fan.
Yeah.
He actually gave a little breakdown of the fight. I wanted to run it by you two and run it by the chat, and you know, let's see where it goes. Sure. But Steve Kim said, here are some thoughts on the Beterbiev Smith fight. So, point number one, it's a solid fight. Callum Smith is an able-bodied challenger with a nice pedigree. He's a long-limbed puncher and a technically sound boxer. His height and range and length presents some issues for Beterbiev. That's fair. Then went on by saying, as for Beterbiev, as I mentioned earlier, I think the reports of his demise or slippage versus Anthony Yard are exaggerated upon further review. He is still a wrecking ball and just keeps coming in waves. Yeah, he's 38 and he, you know, maybe he can turn old suddenly, but I still see it. But until I see it, I won't believe it. He then said Smith has to toe the fine line between aggression and recklessness. At times, he has to be on the front foot and initiate the attack, but at times understand that less is more and be willing to disengage if he gets stuck on the ropes and cried about Beterbiev. Smith has no shot. Beterbiev is basically a once-a-year fighter the past several years. Unfortunately, so is Smith basically. He hasn't fought more than once in the calendar year since 2019. So despite being several years younger, he doesn't have the advantage of being a fighter who might be in a better rhythm. I'm going with the chalk here. I like Beterbiev in 8 to 10 rounds. Here's hoping for a memorable bout in Quebec City. So
shout out. Yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, like you said, like I was just saying earlier, make the fight difficult for Beterbiev. You, like you said, come in there, fight as a tall boxer. Use that jab to keep the range. Make Beterbiev work towards you. And when he comes towards you, don't overreact or use that energy until you know for sure that when you're going to strike, especially somebody like him, is going to hit the target.
Absolutely. You got anything to add? I know you're enjoying that pizza, but you got anything to add?
Yeah.
No, honestly, like same thing though, bro. Like Callum Smith does have a chance, you know. I will say he's probably a little more skilled than some of the past opponents he's fought. Like what is Anthony Yard to Callum Smith? You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I actually think Anthony Yard is a better heavyweight than Callum Smith.
light heavyweight, okay.
Yeah,
but
because I don't even think Callum Smith has properly even felt real light heavyweight power yet. It's impossible. Like he fought Mateo Badalik and he fought Leonard Castillo. Them guys ain't really cracking like that. I feel so. To me, unfortunately, like his third fight in the light heavyweight division is his real introduction to the light heavyweight division for me. But that's just my opinion. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I mean that's just all it is though. Like I feel like Callum Smith just has like skill wise, he is above like some of the past opponents that Beterbiev has fought. You know, like 6'3", like he was a big guy for super middleweight. He's a big guy for light heavyweight still. You know what I mean?
Facts,
like,
yeah, big frame.
You know? Yeah, like very big frame. You know, like he might see Beterbiev fight a cruiserweight tomorrow. So
we might, but I want to highlight this point here from Steve Kim because I think this is the best thing he said in this whole little tweet, which is the fact that people are saying he's old and he's slipping. And I feel like that's being greatly exaggerated. And that's how you know he's great, right? That's how you know he's great because they say, like, he stopped Joe Smith in 2 rounds and he stopped Anthony Yarde in 8. And they say, he didn't stop him in 2 rounds. He stopped him in 8. He's getting old. He used to do it in 2. Now he does it in 8. So he's not as good as he used to be. But 2 and 8, whether it's 2, whether it's 8, that's still before the championship rounds. That's still good. That's still pretty good. That's
right. You divide it. What is that? 4.
That's 6 rounds, basically. But it's still before the championship round. So
bottom line is, it's like you say, you can say whatever you want about Barry. He can be as old as you want, but I haven't seen him lose any oil in that engine.
No,
I really haven't.
None whatsoever. And then the last thing last tweet, and then we'll just talk to the fine folks at the end of the live. Lukey Boxing, shout out to him. ITR Boxing said, people who say Artur Beterbiev isn't a good boxer are simply telling on themselves. It's simple as that. Yeah, because I feel like there is this narrative floating around about Beterbiev that he can come forward, he throw punches, he don't got no defense. And that couldn't be further from the truth. Beterbiev is a skilled boxer. In fact, not only is he a skilled boxer, his whole mission as a fighter is to one day become a good boxer. Yeah. And he always says he hasn't become a good boxer yet. Maybe tomorrow he finally becomes a good boxer. We'll see.
That sarcasm that he gives the people and he gives the fighters ain't nothing to play with. He laughing in your face, but when he gets inside that ring, I'm telling you, man.
But here's the thing with Beterbiev, right? They don't talk about how he cuts the ring off.
They don't talk about the power jab. Yeah. They don't talk about they don't talk about the power jab. They don't talk about how he cuts the ring off. They don't talk about his body punching. They don't talk about how as an amateur he beat Sergey Kovalev every time he fought him. They don't talk about how he dropped Alexander Usyk as an amateur. Beat him as well.
Oh man, that was that fight too the other night. It was good.
Yeah,
I need to watch it.
It was a good fight. I mean, Nails. I wish Nails would have won, but Beterbiev figured him out.
Yeah, but nonetheless, we got 2 super chats, so let's go ahead and let's acknowledge them. We got my man Christian Lewis. Shout out to Christian Lewis for the super chat. This live and all the lives from now to the end of time will be brought to you in part by our unofficial sponsors. Big Baby, we know you're going through some problems right now, but still, let the people know who are our sponsors.
Vienna sausage cinnamon buns, Wonder Bread, Kool-Aid with no motherfucking sugar.
Thank you, Chris, for the super chat. He says, if you got haters, you're doing something right. That's right. And it's crazy, right? Because I'm just here for the boxing. I'm not here for the rah-rah. But I always tell people, I'm calm. But remember, I am his son. So any way he is, I could be just as bad, if not worse in some ways. So thank you, Christian. We appreciate people like you. And yes, like the song says, if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping.
That's right. The same thing. People keep talking about you. Something you might be doing something when people talk about you. And God bless the guy too. Thank you.
So there you go. And then here you go. We go with Hyro, right? And just for Hyro, right? Just for Hyro, because Hyro sent me this clip. So just for him, because it's Beterbiev fight week. Yeah. This is his clip. Eddie Hearn thinks Callum Smith will knock out Beterbiev just like Hyro does. Here it is.
Callum Smith is going to knock Beterbiev spark out. See this now. Sometimes you see it, right? And it's going to be up against the ropes. And Beterbiev's going to come in like he does. He's going to square up his feet. And Callum's going to do what he does best, which is counter with the left hook. 1-punch knockout. He's definitely slipping. He's like 39 years old. I know Beterbiev's the favourite. I'm not saying he's not the favourite. But I can see it in my own eyes. This 1-punch knockout. But whatever happens, we will try to make Bivol against the winner of that fight.
All right.
Hey,
so
bro,
how
Mundo is gonna leave the Mundo tomorrow.
Oh,
bro.
man.
That's all I'm gonna say, man.
Hyro says you don't like me. I don't know what he means. You don't like me, Crawford, like you. I think he means you don't like Crawford like you used to, man. I love Terrence Crawford, the fighter. I think when he's in the ring, when he's in the boxing ring, I love me some Terrence Crawford. And you guys know I love Terrence Crawford. But as far as right now with the whole like
the different
Boots Ennis thing, and you know, it's kind of soured me a little bit. But you know, Crawford's still a great fighter. You know, I got nothing but love for Terrence Crawford. You know, as a fighter. You know, outside the ring these days, I've been a little frustrated because I feel like he's just gonna sit around and wait for Errol Spence when he should try to fight. You know, maybe like a Boots Ennis or try to go to 54 and you know fight them guys up there. But you know, that's just me. I'm a boxing fan. I want to see the big fights, but. Hyro, don't talk to me about Terrence Crawford. You told me for years. Your punk ass told me for years that Errol Spence was gonna beat Terrence Crawford. I told you he had not a chance in hell.
He never fails.
So anyway,
I love Hyro.
Let me see. We got a lot of comments here. LVM wants to know, and I think this is a good pertinent question. He says, "Are there any fights on the undercard that you're interested in?" Yes. I think the co-main event is a very good fight. I made a video about it. Jason Maloney defends his 118 title, I believe the WBO title, against Saul Sanchez. Good fight. You know, Maloney's got a lot of experience. Only loss of his career has been to you know, a man that many people believe to be the best fighter in the world, quite possibly, along with Terrence Crawford and now you're in a way. So, you know, it's a chance I think for Maloney to fight a tough contender in Saul Sanchez. Saul Sanchez has been around. He's been knocking guys out. You know, his win against Jericho O'Quinn aged pretty nice because Jericho O'Quinn did stop Peter McGrail and pretty much packed him up and sent him back to the UK. So, you know, look, Saul Sanchez, he wins this fight. All of a sudden, he's in the picture at 118, and, you know, he could fight the guys like, you know, Rodriguez. But a good fight. I think stylistically, you know, Maloney can do a little bit of everything. Saul Sanchez, I think, leans more towards that of being a pressure fighter, but it's a good style match. I like that fight. Christian and Billy, he's not really fighting the best opponent. He's fighting Rohan Murdoch, who I remember from years ago when Andre Ward came back, and he wanted. Listen, when Andre Ward first came back, he wanted to fight this guy Rohan Murdoch, but I think it was the California Commission,
the Nevada State.
or Nevada Commission. Yeah. They wouldn't even sanction the fight, and then he wound up fighting Alexander Brand. So look, and Billy should win, and Billy's been staying busy. He's been staying active. I really wish and Billy would get a big fight, but with the way the politics are shaking out, I don't think he's gonna wind up. I don't think he's gonna wind up fighting a guy like Benavidez or anything like that. But he's pretty high up there in the rankings. So I mean, obviously it's good to see and Billy back in the rankings. But I would say for me, the co-main between Maloney and Saul Sanchez is gonna be really good. So we'll see. Let me see who else we got. Shout out to everyone who's still here.
Thank you, guys.
Dundada says Terrence Crawford is ducking Teofimo.
I know too much crazy shit there.
I'll tell you this, man. I would love to see. As crazy as it sounds, right? Because look, Terrence don't want to fight Boots, right? Terrence hasn't said anything about going to 54, and I really don't want to see the Spence fight. And I really don't want to see the Spence fight because basically he has to wait because of the whole cataract surgery thing. So my thing is, I've always said it: if Terrence Crawford were to beat Teofimo Lopez, that's the most decorated fight on his resume. I mean, do you think there's anybody like? I mean, I personally think with what Teo did against Loma, what Teo did against Taylor, being 2-division lineal champion, I feel like he is a more decorated fighter than Errol Spence.
What Teofimo saying in Twitter? He fought handicap fighters or something.
Yeah, he said he fought guys with handicap.
Yeah, I agree.
Something like that, right?
I agree. No, I agree with what BT was saying. But what happened?
No, because he was saying that Teofimo was saying in an interview that
about
I'm not gonna do all that. Even though I'm mad at Terrence, I'm not gonna downplay his resume. Like Terrence Crawford beat some good fighters.
Okay, but see, Teo is kind of a hypocrite, and I'm not saying Lomachenko is telling the truth, but there are people out there that believe Lomachenko when he said he was injured, and then Josh Taylor being rumored to be drained from 140. I mean, Teo's kind. I don't want to call him a hypocrite, but I mean, don't call someone else out for the same sins that you got. That's true. At the end of the day,
if he's done the same thing, then you know better than the other person.
Yeah, like that's my thing. But to give credit though, he did say, "Get out the Spence contract." I still give you credit, my brother.
Yeah, he did. Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah,
He
yeah,
did say that,
yeah. You're right.
so-
He did. Yeah, good point. So he wasn't just hating. He was telling him. Yeah, he called him out. He gave good compliments.
Business is business.
Yeah.
So I get what Tio is trying to do. So
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
Dundada says Tiafimo is who y'all think Andy and Tank are. Listen, I love me some Tiafimo. I think Tiafimo has done out of all them guys so far, he's done the most. It's just I just really wish for the life of me, I just really wish sometimes he did not lose to George. I still can't wrap my head around that one.
I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you what I want to see from Teofimo. Yo quiero que pelea con Matias, puñeta! Matias, baby, bring it on!
You gotta fight Matias?
Yeah, Matias called all them guys out. Yeah, let's go.
Superior Matias.
Yeah.
That man, bro. God.
1988 Eagles fan says Carr beat the shit out of Tio. He needs to. No. I want Tio to continue because Terrence wants to sit around and wait for Earl. We don't want to see that. And now with the cataract surgery, we really don't want to see that at all because Earl, listen, Terrence is barely getting credit for beating Earl as it is. Now like it's always gonna be something when it comes to Earl and his fans and that. Yeah. First it was a car crash, and I told y'all for years. I always said it for years. I said Terrence is gonna curve stomp this dude Earl badly, and then when he does, you guys are gonna say car crash.
Yeah, something. Something happened. Yeah.
And Howard's bringing up the fact that I said Josh. Said, yeah, I did. A lot of people said that. I wasn't the only one who said that. So hey, he didn't. But you know what? I was wrong. But that proves Tiafimo's greatness, that he beat a great fighter like Josh Taylor. So there's no shame in that. No shame in that.
But I do want to go back to the Spence and Tio thing.
Go ahead.
I still have to go on Tio.
By the way, we ran through all the Beterbiev Smith stuff. So right now, I don't know how maybe like for the next 10 to 15 minutes. We're just gonna any questions y'all got, just drop them down below and we'll talk.
Yeah.
Not facts. But hey, listen, bro, the Kell Brook and the Yordenis Ugas wins are still great though. I mean, because Yordenis Ugas came off a win over Manny Pacquiao 2 weeks notice, beat Kell Brook in his backyard.
You know how I feel the Kell Brook fight.
I know.
But no, to be fair, beat him.
Yeah.
He lost at middleweight, but he never lost at welterweight.
Exactly.
So gotta give him a little credit there. But that Kell Brook win, that still stinks. That was my guy. Kell Brook was my guy, but
I remember.
Yo, that Azuka guy
chocolate brownie
over there in Japan. Azuka.
Hey,
who?
Azuka.
Who else Azuka?
The guy that the 2 million sales in Japan's coming up on that fight in the video. The Japanese guy.
Who's Azuka? Who the heck is Azuka?
The live fighter he just made a video on from Japan. He's gonna have a cover fight with some Spanish guy, and he sold over to
Ioka?
Yeah, Ioka.
Kazuto Ioka?
Yeah,
Azuka.
Is he popular? Not popular?
You saw the numbers? Yeah, he's not popular. Yeah, he's popular.
Azuka.
He said Azuka. I gotta always guess who he's talking about. David says, "What do you think about Williams Pereira fighting Max Hughes?" So last night I was hanging out with him last night.
Yeah. And
after we got back home for the Panthers game, he told me about it, and I said that's a fight I never thought about, and it's like, nah, I'm good. Cause look, like I love me some Max Hughes. Max Hughes, underrated boxer. Max Hughes, I thought absolutely gave George Kambosos a counter-punching boxing lesson and got robbed. To me, that was the robbery of the year last year. No doubt, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But I mean, I guess it's a good opponent. I mean, it's a good fight for Zepeda because, Max Hughes can't really punch, but he's a great counter puncher and he's got a lot of heart. He's not like a lot of other British fighters who, tend to quit. He got a lot of heart. I love Max Hughes.
Yeah.
But we know William Zepeda is like a machine gun. He throws a bunch of punches. If Max Hughes would have somehow pulled that one off, wow, that would be impressive. But we know that Golden Boy is going that route for a reason, right? Because Max Hughes fought guys notable in the division. By beating him, that would elevate Zepeda's status in the division, whether you think about whether you like it or not. And so I guess it's a cool fight, but I'm not over the moon about it, Yeah. What do you guys have any thoughts about Hughes versus Zepeda?
I like Zepeda. I mean, I like what he's done. I think Max Hughes a little older too. He's older now, isn't he?
He's a little older, yeah. A little older. So
I mean, yeah. So
former IBO champion. I never forget it.
Former I guys said Zepeda was older. My bad.
No, Maxie Hughes. So David says he thought Pacquiao beat Ugas when they fought. Yeah. You know what's crazy? I used to always think that Manny Pacquiao would beat Errol Spence if they would have fought, right? And now with all this information coming out, I mean, we knew this back then, but like now that he never got surgery on the eye, like we thought, right? So I feel like if he had them eye problems, you imagine if he couldn't see out of one eye, and Manny Pacquiao was darting around the ring.
My friend said
you gotta look at Manny Pacquiao one eye. That's not gonna work.
One of the friends of the channel, Greg Hackett, was saying on his channel, he says, just ask me this question. Why the fuck, you got cardiac problems, eye problems before you went into the fights, all these fights, and you wait after the fights to go talk about getting cardiac, whatever it's thing.
Yeah.
Fake. You should both get it fixed before then.
Hey, man.
So I'm with Hackett on that. And Hackett, Hackett knows boxing.
Yeah.
One thing I want to say about William Zepeda, bro, his style is kind of like a mixture of, Lucas the Machine, Matisse, and Manny Pacquiao in a way, bro.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I think so, because Manny Pacquiao was known for throwing a lot of punches.
The angles, the footwork,
And then, like, Lucas Matisse, his pressure, bro, like, nonstop throughout the fight, bro. Like,
yeah, so
that's just what
Henderson Revolt, shout out to him, long time viewer. He wants to know, BT, do you think Tio will keep his word and fight Matias? Now, look, I discussed this in my last Matias video. I said, look, I talked to Teofimo Senior in real life, and he was a little mad at me because, like, as the dude, what was the guy's name? The guy from earlier, Marlon, that was saying he saw me at a fight and didn't do nothing and had his dick in his hand. He didn't do nothing when he saw me in real life. All right. When Teofimo Senior saw me, he was like, yeah, you talk a lot of shit about my son, bro. And he vented about some things that I said in videos that I didn't like. And I said, nah, it was no hate. It was just, I had to say what I felt was the truth, right? What was the truth? And, I like Tio. When at the end of him venting, he was like, no, you're a good guy. Boxing, right? And we had a good conversation. But he told me, look, Tio Senior told me that night, that's the fight they're going to be looking to get should they beat Jermaine Ortiz. So I can't really go. That's what I'm saying. I can criticize certain guys in the 140 division because they're free. They can go try to make a fight with Matias. I can't do that with Tio because you got a fight coming up on the 8th with Jermaine Ortiz. So now after that fight, if he's victorious, should he beat Jermaine Ortiz, be victorious, we'll see how they move, and then we'll handle it from there.
I just love Matias.
But I was told they would fight him.
Matias don't know how to speak English, but he sure learned how to call out everybody he's supposed to call out. So shout out to my brother Puerto Rico.
I saw that video too.
What?
MEZBX said Floyd Schofield versus Jojo Diaz looks to be. Yeah, I was kind of excited about that fight because that would have been a nice little step up for Kid Austin. Kid Austin needs those step ups. I'm kind of hoping
who got hurt.
I don't know the reasoning. I just saw the tweet on Twitter about it in passing. But look, I know with Floyd Schofield, the talk is going to be about the big names, and I get it. Anybody who's like young or in the top 15, they're going to call out the guys like Tank and Haney and all those guys. But for me, really, the realistic fights for Floyd Schofield that I'm looking forward to in the future are, potential fights against like Abdullah Mason, Ernesto Tito Mercado, Ashton Silva. I think all three of them fights would suffice. I think they're all more realistic. They're all more like in the same age bracket.
That will make sense.
And I think they're going to be a little easier to make just because they're not like all the way up there yet. Because, Floyd is still down here. He's still way up here. Those guys you want to fight are still way up here. He's still got some work to do. So
let me see. He fights at lightweight, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't get a chance to like really sit down. I saw it, but I didn't really watch it yesterday. I saw it yesterday, but I didn't get a chance to watch it. Issa Cruz was like yapping his mouth about Ryan Garcia. Y'all could probably tell me about that because I didn't even.
I'll just tell like this, man. I'm glad that Cruz got the dream and whatever opportunity, but please, man, what the fuck has Cruz done? What the hell has Ryan done to get all this? Besides, Ryan's very popular with the social.
That's it. You answering right there. You answered it right there.
No championship belts. Neither one is champion, but motherfuckers want to see them.
I'm gonna tell before I get to 1988 Eagles fans comment. I'm gonna tell you a story. I'm not gonna name the fighter, right? I'm not gonna name the fighter just out of confidentiality. But I'm gonna tell you guys a story. Okay. I went to Orlando recently, and I met a fighter, and the kid is young, and he's got a big Instagram following. So I was talking to him, and I'm like, hey man, what do you really want out of this sport? Like, what do you want? What's the ambition? And he's like, I want the big fights. I want the big events. I want the big occasions. And don't say it like, what I'm talking about. We talked about last night.
No,
but I said, that's cool, man. What about being champion? And he was like, nah, man. I know a bunch of broke ass world champions. If I'm a champion, cool. But I know a bunch of broke ass world champions. Ryan Garcia. He's a younger fighter. He's like he talks about Ryan Garcia like Ryan Garcia is his elder. He's like Ryan Garcia is showing the way that you can be a multi-million-dollar fighter and not win a world title and do it your own way through social media. And I said, all right, buddy, you know, best of wishes. You know, I gave him encouragement, but personally,
I don't know if you agree with that.
This I don't agree with. I didn't like some. I mean, we had like 1 hour conversation. That's only like a small part of our conversation.
Right.
But like, I really think, you know, said fighter
sometimes
is gonna get beat up badly in the future. Not because he doesn't have his heart. I think his heart is in the right place, but I just think, you know, he's gonna, you know, he doesn't know what he's getting himself into with this boxing thing fully. I think.
Hey, I'm telling you like this. What I like about
my son, bro.
What I like about him, like he'll go to places and he'll just listen to what the boxers or whoever it is he's talking to, managers or whatever. And I can look through his eyes and I can know what he's thinking about, but he just stays inside, just don't say nothing. When we get to the house, we're like, man, these people sometimes. Yeah.
But that's a little story. Yeah. I want to see Zepeda versus Andy Cruz. Oh man, what a fight that would be! I mean, Andy Cruz has really, I think, in a great and major way, adapted his style to the professional game. He looks like the Cuban Jerron Ennis, and I mean that in the most sincere and complimentary way I could say.
That was only one fight, and I was like trying to say no.
Now that was the second pro fight,
yeah.
And I thought from his first fight to second fight, he showed so much growth in Andy Cruz in his last fight.
One fight I think is going to be made for sure because I'm looking at the WBA rankings, and they're both Golden Boy fighters: William Zepeda and Floyd Schofield.
That'd be a good fight.
That all depends on. I don't know. Maybe y'all can tell me because I'm pretty sure William Zepeda is not just Golden Boy. He's probably with Xander for promotion.
Oh, somebody else.
Because all these Mexican fighters that are from Mexico, they're never just with Golden Boy. It's always like Golden Boy in association with Fernando Beltran and Xander for promotion.
But isn't that what?
You're right.
Isn't that why Harold always says that Eddie Hearn's not really a true promoter because he's always got half of some other promotion involved with all his fighters. He never has his true fighters for himself.
Yeah.
No, because like I think that was the case with Bivol and Usyk.
For a while he had stuff like that.
Yeah, like.
Let me see my guy check hook. Everyone says that, but we're not gonna be negative here.
Yeah.
Leave my guy Alex alone.
Yeah.
You know. Johnny.
Now they're trying to pick smoke with me.
Yeah.
What's up? Hold up.
No, he just said that he said how high is the dude on the left? He looks twisted. Just the normal comments. Nothing crazy. He's not picking no smoke. Johnny Boy's come back and talking news says BT. I know
off this oxygen. Go ahead.
He said BT. I know you don't drop the link much anymore, but I love to come home, chop it up with you for a few minutes about this one. You know what? We might have to do that because Johnny Boy. I like a lot of people don't like Johnny. I like Johnny Boy.
Me too.
I like Johnny Boy. So and I know he's very passionate about Beterbiev versus Smith. So I'll make this exception. I'm gonna drop the link, but I'm only gonna let Johnny come in because Johnny Boy, I like his channel. So we gonna do that.
Follow his channel.
And you know what? I feel like this would be probably the perfect way to wrap up this live. So we'll go for 10 minutes or so with Johnny Boy. Let him say what he got to say, and then we'll.
He's pretty good at what he says too.
We'll get up on out of here.
Johnny Boy's gonna.
I love Johnny.
Johnny Boy gonna join. We go. Johnny Boy gonna join. So I'm gonna drop the link for Johnny Boy. Let him come up in here and say what he got to say. That the link is there. You know. He said that's American box for you, BT. Yeah. I to be fair, the guy that I spoke to, that fighter, I don't even know if I want to say he's like fully a fighter because he doesn't really have like an amateur background to speak of. But that's all I'll say about him. But so I'm waiting for Johnny Boy. When he gets in here, we'll chop it up for a little bit. It's been a while. I haven't really talked to Johnny Boy in a long time because I kind of just stay to myself and cover the sport because there's like so much boxing to cover.
You don't have time.
I don't got time like that, but I'll make the time for Johnny Boy. I like Johnny Boy.
Yeah.
He's literally a clip in the damn StreamYard. So
he's famous.
I gotta like you to do that.
I go on his channel sometimes and he goes off on some strong tangents. I love Johnny. What? You all don't know boxing?
Those would be some great fights for the future. I like Giovanni Marquez. I have to really think about that one, but I think the more winnable fight of that one would probably be the Gary Anton Russell fight, just because I think Gary Anton Russell's. I mean, Abdullah Mason's defense ain't the best because he gets hit. But I think, I don't know. Let me ask me that again. Let me marinate on those matchups because I never thought about that matchup. Those are good matchups for the future. Giovanni Marquez, Rafael Marquez's son, against Gary Anton Russell, the young one, and Abdullah Mason.
Oh wow,
Those will all be
Maybe either or, each one fighting out like that, either or each one.
Those will all be great fights. If we ever get to a place where
Abdul's fighting soon again, I think
he's fighting on the Teofimo Jermaine Ortiz.
Yeah,
shout out to the Mason brothers. You know, Amir Mason, Abdullah, Abdul Rahman, Adil, Ibrahim, the baby of the family. You know,
the father, bless him too,
and the father, Valiant Mason, good guy,
Mason,
good guy. But Johnny Boy, I'm waiting for you, man. I'm waiting for Johnny Boy. I went ahead and I did something I don't normally do these days because I like Johnny Boy. So hop on in. The link is literally right there, Johnny Boy. I'm waiting on you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you like 5 minutes. If you don't come in like 5 minutes, I'm gonna get up on out of here.
I'll tell you what, no disrespect, but the Japanese, if you're not there on time, they ain't serving you.
And I'm like 2% Japanese.
Respect to the Japanese, yeah.
Let me see. And Kajas versus Inoue, who you got, BT? Come on, man. Come on, man. I mean, like I like German Kajas. He was a good champion, IBF champion. I don't want to throw salt on his name, but there's levels, man.
Is he talking about Takuma?
Oh yeah, you know what? Thank you. Yeah.
I hope he's talking about.
No. He's talking about Takuma because Takuma is fighting. I forgot. Yeah, okay. I forgot.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me this the last live. I don't have an answer on that one. I gotta go watch some more film. I think I don't think Kajas is gonna be the puncher at 118 that he was at 115. So I would probably lean slightly towards Takuma, but you know, we'll see.
But I mean, do you know who I want to see Inoue fight? You know who I want him fight? And as soon as this guy gets more fights in here in Florida, you know what I'm talking about.
Lawrence Newman?
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't like that when Lawrence Newman was talking shit about him in that interview.
No,
they didn't like that.
No, but I would love to see that fight. Like he even said, I'm willing to go fight Takuma.
I mean, look, I don't want to say I feel bad for Takuma, but I just think it's funny how like everyone's like, yeah, your brother is great, but you ain't shit. I'll fight you.
Yeah.
So he's always gonna prove himself. Like, cause I've been interviewing a lot of these bantamweights ranking in the WBA, like Jonathan Rodriguez, the guy that like the Calgary fight, and then like Lawrence Newman. So I asked him about fighting Takuma Inoue, and they're like, yeah, he ain't the monster. I'll fight him.
That's crazy, right? But I mean, at the same time, respect to him, he's actually won a title. It's just like when you're under the shadows, one of your brothers.
Yeah, but like people don't even give him credit for that. People don't even give him credit for that because they're like, yeah, you won the title, but it was your brother's vacant belt because like his brother had the belt. Yeah. He waited for Takuma to get like as high as possible in the rankings. Then he vacated it, so his brother could just fight for the title. And right now, y'all can refresh my memory. Who did he win the title against? I can't even remember who he won the title against. Do you remember who he won the title against without going on Box Rec? I can't even remember right now who he won the title against. So I would say that's a good fight. That's a good fight, Takuma and Kajas. I would lean slightly towards Takuma. Bare, like when I say slightly, I mean like it's like 53-47.
For sure.
I don't think Johnny Boy coming.
No,
okay, it was I think
it was Liborio Solis. That's what it was.
Yeah,
Liborio Solis. That's who it was. He was, you know, a bit of an older fighter, aging veteran, but he was able to Hearn was asking the great pertinent question. He says, when is BT going to make a video about Reggie Sugarknob? He only makes videos about Japanese and not Filipinos. And you know what? We had a conversation about this. Hyro said, BT, you need to stop. And these are his words. You need to stop dick riding the Japanese fighters, and you need to cover the Pinoy fighters. Stop being biased for one Asians and not like the other Asians.
But I'll just say like this.
But he's right. He sent me a whole list of Filipino fighters to make videos about.
Okay,
so I'm gonna do it.
And anybody else that got any new video prospects? I know Brennan's busy, but Brennan told me to hold my trap on that because he's busy with stuff.
Last thing, all right, because he's probably not gonna show up right now. I dropped the link. I mean, how long ago? Six minutes ago. Look, Johnny Boy, I will get in touch with you myself. We will schedule a live where you can come on
and talk
for an hour if you want, like just like I do at Punch Parade Boxing, and that probably be better. So on that note, you know, Johnny, I'll get in touch with you. I know how to get in touch with you. We'll set something up because I do feel like it has been long overdue. I do like your channel. I do watch from time to time.
I follow.
And so we'll get up later on. I'm gonna end the live, but before I end the live, program reminder. All right, tomorrow we will be live for Beterbiev versus Callum Smith. It'll be a fun fight. Make sure you guys tune in and join us. definitely do that. A lot of content coming out here on True School Sports. I still got a lot of videos to edit, a lot of videos to make. So you guys know how it is. It just never ends.
Yep.
And
One man team.
We appreciate the support, and we appreciate everything that you guys bring to the live as far as your comments and your insights. I appreciate even the guys like Marlon who saw me in real life.
Yeah.
And said that I was being a hater. Yeah. But God bless him. God bless his family. God bless your guys' family. And we'll see you tomorrow. So on that note, you guys got anything you want to add?
No, man. I'm just gonna go sleep and dream about the knockout because tomorrow it's gonna be a reality for Beterbiev.
I'm excited for tomorrow. I'm saving my energy, man.
Okay.
So there you have it. So you guys take care, be blessed. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just Kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.